Sexual Assault Awareness Month calls attention to the fact that sexual violence is widespread and impacts every person in communities across North Carolina.
The goal of Sexual Assault Awareness Month is to raise public awareness about sexual violence and educate communities on how to prevent it.
Whereas, according to the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, 1 in 5 North Carolina women has been sexually assaulted at some point in her life. And
whereas the Center for Disease Control 2017 study lifetime economic burden of the rape among U.S. adults calculated the cost of sexual violence over a lifetime per victim is $122,461.
Taking into account the criminal justice costs, property loss or damage, lost work productivity, and short and long-term physical and mental health treatment for victims. And whereas according to the North Carolina Council for Women, from July 2016 to June 2017, North Carolina Rape Crisis Centers served 9,453 individuals,
including 3,037 children under the age of 18.
And received 24,062 hotline calls. And
whereas people who are a part of marginalized communities or hold marginalized identities often are at higher risk for experiencing sexual violence.
And have more limited access to services that will support meaningful pathways to healing and justice. And
whereas the North Carolina Coalition Against Sexual Assault and Rape Crisis Advocates across the state remain committed to ending sexual violence in our communities by continuing to be allies in all anti-oppression movements.
Realizing that we can not only end sexual violence without also ending all forms of oppression,
including racism, heterosexism,
classism,
sexism, ableism,
sizeism,
colorism,
transphobia,
xenophobia,
and the stigma around mental health and substance use.
The theme of this year's Sexual Assault Awareness Month campaign is Embrace Your Voice.
The campaign informs individuals on how they can use their words to stop sexual violence before it happens by promoting safety, respect, and equality.
Our words shape the world around us.
Whether you tell your own story, speak out against locker room talk, or help someone better understand these issues, your voice is powerful and necessary in this conversation.
Our voices have power and should be used to support survivors and end sexual violence. Individuals, advocates, allies, and those in position to facilitate change at the highest levels can embrace their voices to show support for survivors.
Stand up to victim blaming and discrimination.
Shut down rape jokes.
Correct harmful misconceptions.
Promote everyday consent.
And practice healthy communication with kids.
April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month.